How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews. Back with yet another review. A little bit of pale ale time, hoppy pale ale time, in the form of Fiddlehead Brewing's Rarefied Ale. I've had this before, but I've had this before semi-recently. I went on a trip to Vermont, and I actually went to Fiddlehead, and it was the first beer I actually bought on that trip. If you go up to Vermont, there's a bunch of different breweries you can actually hit, or you should hit, or you want to hit. You know, we ended up hitting, Foam Brewing, ended up hitting Magic Hat, and it was quite a fun time there. Ended up hitting Burlington Brewing Company, but on my way up, coming from PA, Fiddlehead is pretty much the first brewery, or the first bigger, quote-unquote, brewery that you hit going up the route that I took, and it's pretty much takeout only. You can sample and stuff like that, and they had a couple different cans, but this is the one I decided to take home. Didn't have it there, just took it on a whim. I had it before that, but we're going to review it now. Science. Anyway, what does it say? It says Fiddlehead Brewing Company Rarefied Ale Hoppy Pale Ale, 5% alcohol by volume. This was canned 5/4. Today is 6/10, so just a bit over a month old. It says on the bottom, thick air. That's that. No story time, I don't believe. Nope. Done and done. It's pretty much the Fiddlehead kind of vibes. Big fat font, a little bit of swirlies going on. Orange background, what are you going to do? So, hoppy pale ale. Go a lot of different ways. Nowadays, beers can skew 19 different ways depending on what people call it. It's almost like styles have been thrown out the door, which is a good thing, I think. The BJCP nerdiness of the past, while structurally sound and making sense, I guess you would say, when guidance was needed, I honestly believe, styles be damned, let everybody create what they want to create and do what's what. But when it comes to actually naming beers or calling beers what they should be, there's a credence to it, especially if you're going to buy stuff off the shelf. You're going to take a whim, not actually look stuff up on the internet and just grab a beer and be like a hoppy pale ale. You just kind of hope it's a hoppy pale ale. So let's figure out if this is that. Already getting lacing on the glass. A big creamy head, gravity-defying creaming. It's got kind of nice creamy top, rocky on the edges, kind of just collapsing upon itself, just off-white. It just looks like a brewer's beer that has that nice creamy kind of sticking lacing thing going on. You got that soft haziness. It's like a neon glow, almost like you threw a kind of a yellow highlighter in some water and threw a black light on it. It's giving you that kind of neon glow to it. So yeah, it looks pretty nice. Quintessential hazy Vermontness. Let's put it that way. Let's see if we get a nose on her. Citrus, grapefruit, a little bit of pineapple, but definitely leaning on the bittering, pithy side. A little bit of sweetness there, nothing too crazy. I'm getting a little bit of kind of almost like a slightly smoked malt, which is kind of weird. No, just kind of just a rich maltiness with a little bit of bittering to it. Not much smokiness there, so false alarm. Let's dive in. Cheers. Beautiful mouthfeel. Nice creaminess while at the same time having a little bit of almost like creamy with a little bit of slickness to it. Kind of two-way mouthfeel on there. Nice. Impactful from the bitterness side of things. You're getting that big kind of bittering grapefruitiness. It's all about the grapefruit in here. And the sweetness and the bittering side of things. Getting a nice grapefruit in there, a little bit of citrus, a little bit of kind of almost like pineapple kind of rindiness kind of going on there. So you're getting that whole kind of citrus gamut of bitterness. At the same time, you're getting a nice kind of citrus sweetness across the board too. Getting grapefruit leading the way, a little bit of pineapple there, a little bit of orange, and a super drinkable package. Super crushable, super drinkable. Yeah, I can drink that all day, especially if you're talking about 5% alcohol by volume. 5 on the nose. This is, it's not a session beer. It's an impactful low ABV beer. If you drank 4 of these, it might weigh a little bit heavy on your palate with how bittering that citrus is across the board. But at the same time, man, do I really want to drink 4 of these? Yes. And I want to drink probably about 8 of these. It's just that tasty. Still really well done. Super well done. Super easy drinking. Awesome tasting. 5%. Citrus forward, grapefruit leaning. Pale ale. Just delicious stuff across the board. And, you know, kind of... it's not ironic. It's kind of like apropos that this is the beer I picked up. This is the kind of beers that I shouldn't say you, what I think of when I think of Vermont. These are the kind of beers I think of. I don't think of these new school, super kind of butternut squash, turbid, crazy, hazy beers. I think of stuff more like this. Drinkable, crushable, hazy, while at the same time not being crazy. Just, you know, leaders of the style before everything went to the nth degree to got auto-tuned into something beyond what IPAs became. This is kind of what I thought of, so it's kind of cool that this is like the first one I picked up. Tasty stuff. I dig it. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better pale ales I've had as of late? Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. I would love to be able to grab this off a shelf at any time, so it's kind of poopy that I do not live closer. Value availability, I think it was like $14 for a 6er. Sign me up all day, baby. Brewery only, as far as I know. Might see distro in and around the Vermont area and leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like your citrus leaning IPAs, your more grapefruit leaning IPAs, you like your haziness, while at the same time having a nice bittering component, at the same time being in a really drinkable package. Kind of brings it all. It's a 5-tool player. It does what it wants to do. It brings a lot of new school. It brings a lot of cleanliness. It's a hazy beer and cleanliness. I know it's kind of weird to say. It brings a lot of cleanness, well-made beerness in a big hazy package. Super tasty stuff. You should imbibe. So there you go. Another review in the books. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little hazy jam right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.